guys, and welcome to our first episode of Corona Cuisine. Today we're going to be doing lasagna, and in the future we're probably going to be moving on to other things. As the weeks progress, we will run out of the better quality products, hence the name Corona Cuisine, as yeah, we have everything in the house and that is it. So, lasagna. Okay, so here are all of the ingredients and equipment you should need for this task. I'm sure you've all made lasagna before, but you know, this is fun, right? Everyone's having fun. So we're going to start off peeling carrots. We start off with the meat and tomato mix. You can basically leave that on the stove rolling around for as long as you want. Obviously, the longer you leave it, the less time, well, the longer it all takes. I mean, if you're mad keen to get it down, you're probably not going to be choosing a lasagna for a quickie anyway. They're not the least time-consuming meals on offer. I mean, not with all the pasta you've got in your houses at the moment, right? Chop it up into cubes, yay big, not too big, not too small. You don't want to lose the carrot completely, unless you hate carrot, then go smaller I guess. But it's just to give it flavour. Really goes in well for adding flavour. I mean, we're just starting off with a basic mirepoix, which is carrot, onion, garlic, and any herbs and spices you fancy, really. I don't really have any in the house at the moment, so I can't really contribute many herbs and spices to it. But rosemary would be nice. Bay leaves always go down a treat in a mirepoix. Add some depth to a nice, rich tomatoey sauce. Now you've got your garlic. Now you don't want to skimp on the garlic because the garlic really, oh, that's the good stuff. Now if you don't have a garlic crusher, like I don't, well I do, but it's rubbish, so yeah, just chop it up nice and fine, a lot smaller than the carrot. Handy tip for peeling your garlic is crush the clove between the knife and the board carefully, and it should just come off in one fell swoop. So yeah, nice and small pieces. You can go finer if you really feel you must, but it's gonna get lost in there anyway. You're not gonna find that garlic. It's gonna be nice and soft. I'm going for 4 cloves because, you know, like I said before, you can never have too much garlic. Unless you're a vampire. Straight onto the onion. Why am I using this knife? It's not a good knife for this. Big chunky knife, big chunky onion. Wrap that bad boy. I'm going to say now, it's never ever, ever a good idea to chop this end of your onion off first. Apparently, allegedly, urban myth has it, it could be a myth, it could be, you know it is. Cutting that end off makes you cry. So well, in this instance I had to because the bottom was a little bit gnarly. The rest is all good. If you cut it down like this, not quite all the way to the bottom, you get a nice fine dice out of it, and then cutting it this way. Don't know whether you guys can see that. Oh, I can barely see it. Oh, I'm basically sobbing now. Ooh. These are some strong onions. Gotta love those Spanish onions. You don't have to cut it up that small. I mean, if you like a long, gnarly piece of onion in there, but I've done it nice and small just to show you the knife skill, I guess. But that'll go in the pot. And again. I really feel like I should have some music on in here. Yeah, lengthways, so you're cutting towards the base now, but never quite through the base, otherwise you can't rotate it back and fine dice it. It will just become a big mushy heap of oniony mess. Ain't nobody want that. Now, I'm not doing measurements or anything in this kind of show, I guess, because I feel like if you really want those measurements, you can get them online wherever necessary. Yeah, this is more to like show knife skills and stuff that you might want to know that you don't really have any idea about. I don't know. Right, now after taking a small break to wash my hands, I've added a little bit of tomato puree to our veggies that we've just chopped. Got some oil heating up in a pan over here on a medium to low heat, just to toast off all your veggies, get some flavour out of them. Yeah, so I think we should get started on the cheese sauce. Right, so for our cheese sauce, once again, not doing any measurements with this one, just because you can do it by eye. It's probably much easier, especially in terms of like washing up and stuff, and nobody likes doing washing up, so I'm doing you a favour. I will walk you through it step by step, doing it by eye though, so it's nice and easy. Just get a little knob of butter. Doesn't really matter how much. I mean, if you have an excessive amount of cheese sauce, you can cheese up anything. Let's be real. So you want to get your butter melting down on a low to medium heat. So we're going to grate our cheese down. Like, you really don't need a measurement for cheese. Come on, guys. You can never have too much cheese. It's cheese sauce, for crying out loud. Lasagnas are supposed to be rich and delicious, and you can't really go too far wrong with just wanging in as much cheese as you have. Obviously we're kind of on wartime rations at the moment, so you don't have to go too mad on it, especially if you don't really like cheese. But it's got to be a cheese sauce. It has to be. I'm not sure how it works with vegan cheeses and stuff, but certainly I made one the other day with almond milk. That was not the best, but it wasn't atrocious either. So, yeah. So, your oil is nice and hot now. You want to just wang your veg in. Oh, yeah, that sizzle. Ooh. Oh, God, I wish you could smell this. Or hopefully you'll get the opportunity to do it at home and you'll smell it yourself. I'm gonna let that sizzle away. Oh, it's difficult doing all of this one-handed, but I'm sure we can make it work. Right, so your butter, nice and warm now. You wanna get that flour in there. You wanna get whisking in it. Yeah, you can always add, but you can never take away. Remember that, guys. It's an important one. So you want it to look like breadcrumbs, basically. So I'm seeing this. It's not quite breadcrumbs, is it? So still a bit liquidy. Let's wang some more flour in there and hope for the best. Yeah, one-handed isn't really working for me, so we'll try something else. Maybe a headband attachment for my phone. I don't know. Open to suggestions, guys. Yeah, please let me know how I can improve. This is only a bit of fun, really. I mean, if you guys take something away from it, I'm glad. But it's mostly to keep me occupied and, you know, share like a skill I have that I hope you guys, well, need, I guess. Yeah, like I said, the purpose of this whole group thing is just share skills, like things that you maybe wouldn't know how to do otherwise, like, so yeah. Please, tell me how I can do better. Turning the heat up a little bit on this one at the back here, because, you know, we can do that. As soon as everything's a little bit soft, I'd add the meat. Yeah. So you want to cook your flour out in this roux for a few minutes, just so you don't get a horrible, grainy, floury taste in your sauce when you come to eat it, basically. Yeah. So once it's all cooked out on a low heat so it doesn't burn, obviously you can see this mixture it can be prone to burning if you're not careful. Yeah, I would add a little bit of milk and whisk it through to your desired consistency, but we'll go through that in a minute. I'm jumping ahead. What am I like? Oh dear. See, everything's just goldening up a little bit. We like that. We like golden. Golden is good. Golden is good. And in a few minutes, we will bung in the mince. Oh yeah. So I got 500 grams. Yeah. Add, subtract, whatever you feel. I'm doing it for 2 people, but we always make enough food for probably 5 or 6. So yeah. I reckon 500 grams of mince would quite easily take you for a family of 4 dinner without too much problem, especially if you're doing garlic bread alongside it. So, alright guys, so this pan is ready for meat. Ooh, all out in one go, what we like. So we're going to get that meat browned off in there with all of the vegetables. Oh yeah. And to our roux pan, we're going to add milk. We're going to give that a good whisk to make it saucy. Ooh, saucy. And you can see it's thickening up. That's far too thick for a sauce. So we're going to just add milk until we feel it's more sauce-like. Right, so I've turned up the heat a little bit on our meat to evaporate some of that liquid before we add some wine. Now I know know times are hard and rations are low, but a little bit of wine in a lasagna really does make all the difference. Well, with any beef really, red wine, it just works. It does just work. So as you can see, our bechamel is looking more sauce-like, more like a bechamel sauce actually. So we're probably going to add a little bit of mustard now, just because mustard and cheese. Oh yeah. I'm going to get some salt and pepper in there. And we're going to put our cheese in. You know, the most important ingredient. I'd have to say probably in this whole dish. I do like me some cheese. And cheese. Last but not least. Yeah, as you can see, no measuring involved whatsoever. It's just not required. It just isn't. Not with your cheese. You cannot have too much cheese in this. And let that melt in there nicely. As you can see, our meat is nice and brown now. Pan is nice and hot. Let's bash a little bit of wine in. Not too much, because like I said, with our present climate, you need everything you can get. So, just a little glug. Just a little one. Now some people add beef stock to their mix. I'm not going to, because I don't want to. I'm just going to add tin tomatoes because I'm feeling lazy. Also, I don't think I have any beef stock, so yeah. It's up to you really. It's whatever you want. You are the master of your own destiny. So let's get those tomatoes in. There we go. See, I don't feel like that really needs any stock. It's nice and liquidy. Oh yeah. Add a bit of salt and pepper here. Do you know what? I'm actually thinking my cheese sauce, my Mornay as it were, isn't actually cheesy enough. But I'm, like I said, prison rations, so it will have to remain that way. Oh yeah, cheesy. Right, so I've just turned the heat way down on the meat, and I've put the lid on it just to let it brew some, because the longer you leave it, the nicer it's going to taste at the end of the day. And I mean, if you're going to make a long-winded dinner like lasagna, you might as well have it taste the best it possibly could. Cheese sauce has come off the heat, and in the meantime, I think I'm going to make some garlic bread. Right, so once again, I'm crushing down some garlic cloves. Would be much easier if I had a food processor, but you'd have to be making a large amount to do that. And, you know, effort. More washing up, no thanks. Garlic crusher, again, would make life easier, but here we are. So basically, I'm gonna chop it up as finely as I possibly can with the tools at my disposal. And I'm gonna melt the butter down with the garlic in the microwave. And then I'm going to slice my baton, spread the garlic butter in the incisions, and then cook it while I cook the lasagna. I mean, I feel like that makes perfect sense. Like, when else would I cook it? So yeah. Probably going to try and chop it up a bit finer this time, just because it will be more noticeable in with the butter and in the garlic bread. So, if you have a food processor or even a stick blender or, like I said, a garlic crusher, life would be easier. You would lose that garlic completely. You would just have the flavour. I'm going to go super garlicky on this because I do love garlic. It is the mother of all flavours. There are many great flavour contributors in the kitchen, but garlic really does have its place up there, and if you don't have garlic in your possession at any one time, you could be in serious trouble. Get rid of all your rubbishy bits. I do like to keep a compost bin on hand at any one time for cooking like this. It does just make the cleanup a bit easier. Obviously, I don't know if you know, but garlic cloves, when they dry up, they're a real bitch to clean. Oh, sorry, I should be censoring myself. I don't want kids watching this and hearing me swear. So, yep, we got our garlic, our butter, and our microwave. Microwaves do come in handy sometimes, like, yeah. 30 seconds all to do it. We'll see. 30 seconds was pretty bang on. That's kind of the consistency you're looking for. And I am really sorry. I am aware now that I have just thrown in loads of ingredients and equipment I didn't account for in the first part of the video. So, yeah, I can only apologise, I'm afraid. But, you know, it's only to make the dish better. So we're going to take our baguette and we're going to slice it like so. Make it like a real short-bought baguette, to be honest. So we're going to slice it probably on an angle, every inch or so. So I'm sharing this with my boyfriend, so I'm only doing like the one baguette. Because we've got like 4 people's worth of lasagna to eat between us. But yeah, if you're doing it for like loads of people, you might want to have a couple more baguettes. You might want to try different kind of bread. I mean, you can do that. You are not limited. You want to get your pastry brush right in there. Get all that garlic right in there and the butter. I use salted butter because salted butter is God. Unsalted butter, no thanks. Especially in savoury stuff. I mean, even in like sweet stuff, I don't mind using some salted butter. It doesn't really make a difference. I don't personally feel. Oh no, we have sodden him. He is breaking down. He's still going to taste good. I don't even care. Do you know what? This is painstaking, actually. I think I'm just going to fucking dribble it all over because I can. I might attempt to finish the slots, but anything left over I'm just going to chuck on the top because I'm feeling lazy. Yep, it's a massive free-for-all. Let's go. Garlicky, buttery goodness. You can't really go wrong, can you? I mean, let's be honest. If you like garlic bread, you like it as garlicky as it gets. And you like it as buttery as it gets. I'd like to think that in this particular scenario, this is going to be better than any garlic bread you ever buy from a shop. It's going to be super garlicky. I know that much. Right, now we're going to start layering up our lasagna. I've taken the tomatoey beefy mix off of the heat. We're just going to start layering it all up. Oh, already got a spatula in. Ooh, liquidy. That'll be nice with the garlic bread, to be honest. Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to this. I'm not the biggest fan of lasagna, so... But I always find it's nicer when it's made from scratch. Basically, all ready meals can burn in hell, as far as I'm concerned at this point. I mean, they have their time and their place when you literally have no time to do anything else, but it's gotta be homemade lasagna over anything. Any other kind of lasagna I'm out. I know some pubs you go to where it's like cheap and cheerful, they microwave them and they are not good. I used to work in a pub like that. I remember running off to the cellar and grabbing gross lasagna out of the freezer on the top shelf and almost dropping the entire freezer on my face. But yeah, long and short, shop bought lasagna, not as good as homemade, and you know it. But most things aren't as good when they're shop bought, let's be real. So I've gone tomato, cheese, pasta, tomato. Probably going to go pasta cheese because this is quite a shallow dish. And I've run out of tomato mix, so whatever works really. I mean, the closer to the top you have your pasta sheets, obviously they can't really go on the top, it will just be a mess. But yeah, if they get nice and crispy in the corners, well, that's the good stuff. It's what we all like. Ooh, almost chuck the cheese on before the pasta. Don't really need too much pasta in there. Don't feel like you've got to cover it all. It's just to have it in there, really, isn't it? You've got all your garlic bread going with it. You've got all your carbs for the day. Ooh. It's getting a bit warm in here. Wish I could turn the extraction fan on and know it's not just going to drown my talking out. Otherwise, this whole thing might be kind of pointless. It's probably kind of pointless anyway, but like I said before, it's a fun waste of time. So you know what, I think I'm going to bash some extra cheese on the top there. That's one banging looking lasagna ready to go in the oven. I should probably have mentioned before that the oven has been preheating since I got all of my equipment and all of my ingredients out on the side ready and waiting. I've got it at about 180. Ooh, here we go. I'll go in for about half an hour. And in about 20 minutes time, we will bang in the garlic bread. Yeah. Right, so our lasagna's been in there for 20 good minutes. Time to bang the garlic bread in. Oh, it's smelling good. Looking good. Nice golden crust on it. Oh, yeah. There we have it, guys. Nice. Oh, that looks good. That is one dank looking lasagna and one beautiful extra garlicky baguette to go with it. Now, probably time to sit down, chow down, and see what the reviews are. So, what do you think?
Lasagna.
And on a scale of 1 to 10?
Garfield. Cat.
As you can see, our red wine from earlier has resurfaced, making a perfect pairing for the dish itself. And our garlicky bread was by no means too garlicky. Thanks and good night.